Arnis is often considered as an art that involves weapons like stick, dagger, and longsword. Precisely speaking, Arnis is an art of empty hands. Unlike other arts that first teaches empty hand techniques and then weapons at a higher level, Arnis uses weapons training that leads to empty hands. This kind of training is effective to prepare the students in both armed and unarmed real-life combat scenarios. Arnis is an art of offense and defense. Weapons are just an extension of the hands and skills of the arnisador. Arnis has a set of hand patterns and body movements that the weapons follow through the hands of a trained arnisador. The patterns and movements for sticks are also convertible to other weapons, even to a makeshift weapon such as a pen. Arnis consolidates strike and block into one. A block can be a strike by using the technique referred to as displacement. By displacement we mean striking to the opponent's vital point instead of blocking the stick. Techniques for strike can also be used for block. It is important to note by the Arnis player that everything in Arnis is a setup that would lead to another setup. A strike could be a setup to a counter, and a block can be a setup for a strike. Counter strike can be a setup for a block or a strike. In the example, the block to the left shoulder became a setup for a thrust to the right chest. By training with double sticks, Arnis makes the weaker hand complement the stronger hand. In the example, double stick trains the left hand to properly block and parry the opponent, the same with the single stick. The left hands are often used to check, parry, and grab the opponent's hand or weapon. The left hand can be fully utilized by training it to punch, push, and thrust. This realization can be done by training with body daga or sword and dagger. The crown of the head is often the target of an Arnis player. This is logical since a strike to the head can cause fatal and immediate effect. It's important to note that the head is also the most protected area of the body, and everybody learns to protect it. You could strike at the nearest point of the opponent's body instead, rather than trying to strike the head. It may not be as fatal, but it will bring damage to the opponent. Practice your technique continuously and repeatedly until it becomes your reflex action or your second nature. In real-life situations, you do not have the luxury of thinking twice. By burning the technique into your muscle memory, your reaction will be an instinct during such situations. It is not the number of techniques that we know. It is on how many techniques you can execute effectively, efficiently, and accurately under stress and pressure. Participating in sparring sessions and competitions enables you to test your skills and efficiency levels. A cooperative opponent is a partner who is willing to be hit and allows you to execute your techniques on him, while the uncooperative opponent is a partner who is not willing to be hit and employs every means that is in his disposal to go against you on a controlled manner. Training with a dummy or a cooperative opponent is only good for honing your techniques, but it does not give you the benefit of testing your skills against a moving, engaging, and uncooperative opponent. Remember that the uncooperative opponent is an example of a real-life combat scenario without rules.